Good evening, Excellency, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to Cambodia Global Dialogue of Southeast Asia TV. Today I have a long-time friends dating back for the last probably about 2 decades. And it's interesting because as you notice in my shows, I interview quite a bit of I have dialogue, not interview, with many Cambodian professionals. Some are here, some are trained abroad, some live here, went to study abroad, coming back. But all in all, they are professional. And it's interesting because I see now the rise of the young professional, whether they're in the public sector, the private sector, the civil society, they're there servicing the country. But there are also those who aspire to be, professional, And it's interesting because when the country start to move up, and of course the Prime Minister have his vision 2030 to Cambodia to become a middle income country, but you cannot do that without a strong core of professional. So today I have my good friend. Why don't I give you a few minutes? You can introduce yourself, and then we can go from there. Yeah.
First of all, I want to take this opportunity to thank to Pana, who is my good friend. For 2 decades, yes, 2004, 2009, when I was there in Cambodia, to participate to this popular program, Cambodia and Global Dialogue. To brief a little bit my history from since 1975, I left Cambodia just a month before the fall of Phnom Penh to the hand of the Khmer Rouge. Just a month, so
lucky you.
Lucky, and go straight to France, where I been living for 5 years, mostly mixing work and study, and in computer science and also economic science. So I got 2 bachelor degree from French University, and most of my time there is mostly spent in in my young age, around 18, 19s. Before in 1980, immigrate to Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, where I continue.
Which part in Canada? The
Montreal.
French speaking?
Yeah,
French
on
speaking.
Quebec province, yes,
Yeah, Quebec,
and where I got married and build up my family there.
Yeah.
So I lived in Montreal since 1981.
Okay.
After that, working in various senior level position in company, well-known company like Lomcha in fine paper, Bombardier, who is
the aircraft, right?
The aircraft industry.
Yeah.
Where I spent almost 24 years in Canada, as a director of IT and also project management. After that, 2004, I have nostalgia for Cambodia, like any others. Like you said, young Cambodian, when they go abroad and then after finish their studies and they have some nostalgia for their homeland. So I decided to move in Cambodia as a part-time or temporary contract.
Yes.
2004, 2009, where we have tried to meet together.
Yes.
And to participate in the building up, set up manufacturing plants, pharmaceutical in Cham Chau, and also participate in the development of agribusiness, as you are aware about that, from 2004 to 2009. And after that, I went back to Canada.
Yeah.
To Canada to continue my career as international project director. This time it's more international profile, where I work for a Canadian company who provides services to the emerging country.
Okay.
You know, like Burundi, Senegal, Papua New Guinea, Bahamas.
French-speaking country.
French-speaking and also Anglophone, like Papua New Guinea. It's Australian colony, ex-colony country. And providing the supporting, implementing the tax system. Most the subsidy by the international donors like IMF, World Banks, African Bank, etc., to sustain their development. You know, to help them to generate revenue for their own instead of backing by the international donors. So that is, I think it's a good project, and I spent there for almost 10 years. So 2009, 2008, 2015, 16, almost 10 years. Traveling those countries as project directors. And lately, last project is 2015 and 16 in Haiti, in Port-au-Prince.
Wow.
Where I spent
very challenging.
Very
place.
challenging. It's you know, country just recover from earthquake and so on, and Canadian government provide $10 million to subsidies and implementing the tax system. And last but not least, I decide when I finished project in Haiti, I decide, well, I'm now reach age almost
retirement,
60s, but still wait 5 more years. In Canada, 65 to get retirement. So I decide, well, I have 5 years. Should I stay, continue as an internal consultant, or should I do something for my country? That's the big question, and it has been again asked.
I think the answer is quite obvious.
And I say, well, I have 5 years. And why not I will take all the knowledge and experience that I accumulated during these past 35 years to serve the country, to share with young generation in Cambodia, where I know very well, being general managers for almost 5 years, and also heavily get involved in the social Khmer community. And that's why I'm here today with you.
All right. So I mean, for sure you have very good exposure from the French-speaking side to the English-speaking countries, from African continent to the Caribbean, to Asia, of course. So I think it's quite interesting from your international perspective. How do you see currently where do we fit now in terms of professional, Cambodian professional? Where do we fit now?
A good question. I was encouraged to work. You know, I'm not just providing training now. I also work as consultants, but I'm very open and want to help to leverage the young generation that very urge to learn something new. You know, they learn from school, local school here, local university here, but they don't have enough experience, exposure experience. Sometimes it's only based on theory, but no practice. You know, so this is very difficult when you jump up to the hierarchy in the company. So this is why
more critical thinking.
That's right. That's where I was useful for them. So being international consultant and also being responsible for senior position in Canada, in US and so on. So this will provide me more exposure. And for sure, in Cambodia, don't forget that I've spent almost 10 years in Cambodia. So I have 3 culture, Khmer culture, Canadian culture,
and French culture.
And French culture. So I think that this will be mixed together.
It's a good bridge.
It's a good mix. It's a good mix. We will take the best one.
Take the best one. I think Cambodia is a good country that after the war we start from scratch pretty much, and we have so many countries who's coming to help us with their own culture, with their own way of thinking, with their own modus operandi, with their own political agenda. Let's be real about that. But at the end, you know, Cambodia been able to sort of like pick and choose a bit what suits us best, right? So back to your professional, I say, capacity building, right? What do you see the need now to move up to help build the capacity of our young professional so that they can feel comfortable, secure, at ease with their counterpart? Let's just start with ASEAN for now, right? Because we remember ASEAN, the meeting in ASEAN is in English. There's no translator. It's a free flow. So what sort of approach do you think you can help them?
Yes, thanks for your question. You know that Cambodia now with all the rest of Asian country will together one market. So and you are one of the promoters. And you know
I'm a true believer.
And I think that sooner or later we will together have some sort of standard or compliance.
Yes.
No choice.
Yeah.
No choice. The market is there. The legislation is there. The rule is there. So the young Khmer generation should also learn and accommodate the style of working, the style of thinking together in this Asian country. Back to the capacity building, and you asking me the approach. When we talk about capacity building, we talk about transferring knowledge, training, coaching, and even mentoring if necessary. Mentoring is more, you know, you like to provide more skill to the senior people, senior manager. That's what we call capacity building, providing soft skill, leadership, team building, governance. I think that we need a lot here in Cambodia, governing structure, and also the ways of how they can work together, take responsibility, essentially take responsibility, leadership. And that on the soft side. On the hard side, I also provide them like project management. It's very popular now. It's very popular in Cambodia. So the well-known company like Government Khmer, like even the institution like AMK, I will providing tomorrow. They send the manager, the whole staff to learn that. They think that the project management become now like a culture. Because we do everything, we don't think on the project management term. It's always a to-do list. Okay, I do it, I can do it tomorrow. But with the project management, we will teach them, we will train them to adopt a certain methodology, so PMP, project management methodology. So they will structure their thinking. Small, medium project, no problem. It not just apply for the small project. Big project is also the small project. Just to
it's a methodology.
Methodology. That's right. So this on the hard skill side. I also provide sometimes budgeting, controlling. Sometimes we lost a little bit momentum. Well, okay, we have money, we can flow it and we can do it what we want. But no, we have to organize our internal revenue, and make sure that we will making some profit at the end. So by working, by learning, budgeting, and then controlling, we will make us more more conscious about.
So you can range from very macro issue down to very micro issue in a corporate managerial capacity. Strengthening side. I prefer to use the word strengthening than building, because I think by now, after 20 years of exposure, Cambodia, we have got some capacity, we have built some capacity, but the trick now is to strengthen them, to deepen, to specialize, to, I think these are all the words.
And to sustain them.
To sustain them.
We are not there yet.
We're not there yet.
We're strengthening. We're still strengthening.
We're still strengthening.
Agree.
But again, the fundamental are there, the bases are there. All right, we're gonna take a short break, and I see it. What you have there is sort of like a population chart or something. It's very interesting. That when we come back, I want to go over where do we fit in terms of the demographic, and then from there.
And how can tackle that?
Exactly. Okay, Bong. I see you have this chart there. It's look like Cambodia.
Yeah, well, we talk about the population
Yes,
pyramid.
yes. Okay,
of
okay.
age.
Explain a bit.
Yeah. Well, I am interesting to study, analyze the population, Cambodian population, how we are situated now. And if the chart shown, you see the between 25 to 30, 40 years old, which is very productive age of the population, is very high, and women and men. So this is contrary to the chart in Europe. As you can see here in Europe community, EU, you can see that the 50, 60 years old, it's big. It's big. And the younger force, labor force, it's very low comparing to the old age people, which is, I should say 55 to 75. So this chart demonstrates that in Cambodia we have a young force, and this young force will be our future force in the country developments and
as compared to
economic
Europe
development.
as the aging society. Would you say in Europe it's an aging society?
Aging society, and also as well as in US and Japan as well.
US is also
US
an
and
aging
Canada.
society.
In Canada, we saw something like this in Canada.
Okay, okay.
That's why you know that Pierre Trudeau, not Pierre Trudeau, Justin Trudeau, who now favor his immigrant policy to favor the more immigrants into the country
To come and work.
To come and work. Yeah. Well, we select.
Yes,
they
yes.
select them.
Sure,
yeah.
sure.
So 36 million Canadian now will be welcome more immigrants to the country.
Okay.
That's the reason why to fill the gap. Fill the gap.
okay.
Here
But
we
not
are
in
now
our
in
case.
Cambodia. We probably don't need to fill the gap. I mean,
Yes,
the
yeah.
young workforce is here.
Okay.
So what I come up with that.
Yes.
What I come up with that, as I said, the young force will have more synergy, more energy to learn more, to more adaptive
Yes.
to the changing world,
Yes.
comparing to the 55, 65, and so on. That this will be our force.
So the brackets from what age to what age now? That we have
I
that?
think that after scholarship, after university, around 24,
24, yeah,
23, 24, and then up to 40,
Oh, okay.
45.
So
Yeah.
still 15 years.
So
Still,
you have two destiny,
Yeah.
two and a half destiny
Okay.
to be active in your
Yeah.
life cycle.
Okay, okay, all right. So in that sense, labor force is not an issue for us. A young labor force is not an issue for us. They're young, they want to learn, they're craving, they have energy, they have a vision, they have ambition. So what in your professional, I would say, capacity strengthening, what are the type of industry that you like to see strengthen?
Well, I think that as you see now, it's like the trend now. We in Cambodia, we saw a lot of young generation prefer sort of management studies more than technical study.
Is that good or bad?
Well, I think it's good, but we should also promote the technical side.
Yes.
Okay, that's why a lot of programs like TVET
Yes.
will promote more technical. We wish to have more engineer in construction, in mechanical, in civil engineer, and so on. To those technical people will help to build.
But you see,
the country.
I think for a while I would say it has a lot to do with culture, because Cambodian parents always like to see their kids, in a white-collar job. They, at least the older generation, they don't want to see their kids getting their hands dirty or whatever, mechanic, vocational skill like this is not something that they want to see their kids there. But I think the world changing, the economy is changing. But you see a trend now that Cambodian don't mind going to field in technical field?
I think the trend has changed.
And
I agree that the old ways, we always think that go to the management school, okay, not go to technical school because it's make more advantage or something
Yes.
like that. But now the trend change. I provide a lot of project management to people from ITC,
Yes.
those
The
engineers.
Institute of
Institute Technology of Cambodia,
Cambodia, ITC.
on Pisnoka construction,
Yes.
Comment Khmer, Lotus,
Yes.
Total, etc. All those big companies where all the young Khmer generation engineer working together with his foreign partner,
Yes.
and so on. So this trend we cannot see, when we just cover from the Peru in
Yes,
90s.
yeah.
Now it's become a lot of young generation who interest to that technical things. And also, last but not least, the support from the foreign country like British.
Yes.
Also, they promote a lot of Cambodian young people to opt for the technical career than management.
Yes.
So this will help the trend.
So I think, yeah, because let's face it, I mean, if you look at Phnom Penh, Phnom Penh used to be a very horizontal city. Now it's vertical city, right?
Okay.
And when I say vertical, I'm not talking about 10-story high. We're talking about
So it's
30,
5,
40,
yeah, so, yeah.
and now 40 become a norm now when a new project developer came to town, right? So the skill, the engineering, the design, the mechanical, the electrical, these are all very, very needed skill.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
do you think that Cambodia now start to have adequate, or do we need more of this?
I can say
technical
it could be wrong, but my observation being also taking part of a construction project,
Yes.
I think there's emerging of Khmer generation who is technical, but still have some participation of foreign technical people, engineer and architect.
Okay.
But the trend is there. The trend is there. We saw a lot, like Chandler.
Yeah.
Chandler, the elevator.
The lift.
We saw a lot of Cambodian who come to install Chandler.
Yes.
Chandler is a European made.
Yes.
So this to give you an example. So Khmer has learned mechanical.
Yes.
And they start now, and as you say, strengthening.
Yeah.
Strengthening, and we probably arrive to the state that we will sustain.
Yeah.
Sustain that trend.
I would say that a lot had to do with policy. Let's be real about it. A country is run by policy.
First,
when you have good policy, everything follow, right? The law follow, the practice follow, the private sector follow. I think one of the best policy that I think we have to give credit to our leader, our Prime Minister, my concern, is that he's a believer in the globalization, in regionalization. And the biggest effect, for us now, of course, 15 years ago, it was the accession to WTO. But, after 10 years, people forget about WTO, right? But the sexy thing now is ASEAN Economic Community.
That's right. Yeah.
So to me, a lot of people say, well, what do we get from ASEAN? It's always you guys dress up nice, go to this meeting, that sort of thing. I say, you have no idea the fact that you can buy an air ticket and fly to Malaysia, fly to Singapore, to Bangkok, to Ho Chi Minh City without visa on half an hour notice.
That's also
it's exposure.
Evolution.
It's exposure. To me,
exposure,
yes.
yeah.
But a lot of things you study in school, you have no clue what it is. One day, it's quite a eye-opening for me because I was on a plane to Kuala Lumpur. There was a young Cambodian, more like dressed like tourists, but a big camera. Nowadays, we have iPhone, right?
Yeah.
Nobody carry a big camera. He have a Nikon, a big one. So I say, well, you look like a tourist. You know what he say? Oh, uncle, no. I'm just a young graduate in architecture. Oh, okay. So where are you going? Well, I'm going to KL for the weekend. I say, for what? Well, I'm going to take all the picture I can get from my trip to Kuala Lumpur because I'm a young architect. I want to get inspired. So when I come back, I have a couple thousand high-resolution picture on different design
Absolutely.
that I can be inspired. That's the word, inspired.
Taking the good model.
Yeah,
The
inspired.
best practice.
Yes, exactly. And you see, you cannot get that if you have to line up, like I remember 20 years ago, when you go in front of the Thai embassy, you see a line of 50 meters of Cambodia waiting to apply for a visa. You cannot do that if you have to wait in line, right? So to me, exposure is very important. Exposure is very important.
Absolutely.
So in your case, you get them exposed to the best practice, management practice, project management practice, whatever. What else do you get them to be involved? Right? You mentioned the word mentor. I think it's very important, mentoring for high level, senior, position people.
Yeah, thank you for the question. I just want to emphasize on the wording that you said, globalization,
Yes.
that our leader promote the globalization. We cannot live alone. We are in the changing world. You can see now the American-Chinese trade war. Again, they will try to find a good place, sustainability for them. But the globalization is allow people to share, to exchange together, like your examples you just mentioned. Without globalization, we cannot, have that opportunity.
Yes, yes.
Regarding the exposure that we have, that I learned from by traveling in a different country. I learned a lot of culture, like in Africa, how the economic work and how we can support them in building the system like tax system.
Yes.
They don't have no clue about the tax system. They don't pay tax. So we are not just implementing system.
Yeah.
We also implementing process.
Yes.
We try to educate them, culture, change culture, and explain them that if you don't pay tax, you will not see the road renovate, or you
Yes.
don't see the new road.
Yes.
So we try to provide them some sort of idea that a country can be built only by the people.
Yes.
So we have to contribute, everybody has to contribute
Yes.
to the country. So that's one of the experience from project management.
Yeah.
And
Process matter.
process matter.
Process matter, yeah. Because a lot of people think that, if we can do this, I'll get this. But without a clear process, you will not have consistent results, right? But anyway, I think you travel to Africa is quite interesting. I also cover quite a bit of African country during my days working for the International Trade Center in Geneva. So we cover quite a bit that continent. And I would say that it's a different country, different continent have their own challenge.
That's right.
But their own opportunity as well, right? And you mentioned about paying tax. Cambodia, not long ago, we don't pay tax. Not long ago. Now, I mean, the tax culture is quite evident. If you drive along, say, the Monterey Boulevard, you see some billboard, right? And what do you see? Not advertising Honda or Suzuki. You see advertising on what our tax money is going to.
Okay. In Phnom Penh?
In Phnom Penh.
Okay.
So certainly the people who stop at the traffic light to say, wait a minute, so I got this road bill, I got this school bill, my kid go to that school because of the tax that I pay. So you see, it takes time, but before people realize that it's something, not only is a public duty, you have to pay tax, but for me, when I talk to a lot of Cambodian business people, I say, and you can relate to this, I say paying tax is an investment. Because one day you would want to sell your share, and the company that would want to buy your share would want to see what is your tax, how much you pay.
They want to see if you still have something in the provision.
Yes,
If
exactly.
the provision is zero, that will be the good taxpayer.
Exactly. So I always tell the Excellency Kong Wibol, the Director General of Taxation, I say, look, I always promote people to pay tax, because not only is it public duty, but it is an investment. And I'm a lawyer, and we practice law, and we have a lot of what we call due diligence.
Yeah.
That when company want to buy another company, the first thing they check is how much tax you pay, because from there they can go backward to say how much profit you made, how much sale you made, how much revenue you made, and from there they multiply how much they should buy your company for.
That's right.
So it's quite interesting. Lyaun, I think this last part I want to focus quite a bit on the high-level management people, because you see now, if you look at the banks, we have a lot of banks. You look microfinance, you look at companies, we look at the mini ognya, successful business, but retiring. The ognya that I knew when I came back to Cambodia in '93, they are all in their 70s or late 60s. Successful business, but what happened is that it's a generational change.
That's right.
For the last 15 years, they send the kid to study in Australia, Singapore, US, France. The kids are coming back, well educated, taking over the family business, but still just an educated kid with a lot of asset to manage, with big family business to run, but not enough professional managerial experience. In this sort of scenario, how would you go about it?
Yes, thanks for the question. I think it's reflect also our society here. As you know that in Cambodia, most of the company, it's mostly what I call a family company.
Yes.
A family company, it's a little bit different from a corporate company, which has shareholder.
Yes.
Okay, who several people put their money on, invest, and try to share together the vision, strategy, and development of the company. The family company is sometimes one or two people who decide the destiny of the company. First. Second, you talk about, all those Ognya will be leaving soon. I mean, they should they do something, retire. Yeah, retire. So, should they have a good succession planning? I'm not sure that they have built some good succession planning, because always raised to one people. So success planning is a part of the mentoring that I'm talking about at the first conversation. That is a part also of the capacity building. Beyond the training, sharing knowledge, and coaching, we can also provide mentoring to the people in order for them to face with challenge, face with responsibility, face with the challenging world, the opportunities, and so on so far. This can be done only by mentoring, by people who is senior in the company, by the owner of the company themselves, or by someone outside as well, to the young generation, to make sure and to assist them in decision making, rational, irrational decision making. That also is a part of the mentoring. That will build the future leader. Sometimes we use the wording like building talent.
Yes.
Okay, that's the word very popular of building talent. In Khmer, we call that tumpeng snong rusay. Tumpeng snong in a way, in the good way, but not tumpeng snong on the bad way. So if we build something successful, we want to continue that heritage to our next future generation. It's only by providing and developing new talents.
I see Cambodia, as we speak today, for the last couple of years, I see the beginning of a transitional change. And I'll tell you one anecdote, personal anecdote. As a lawyer, I have many Cambodian Ogyan friends. And there happen to be 3 of them. I know every one of them. And when we meet, we always meet in the restaurant to have coffee, right? And one day, one of them called me to say they want to see me, but not in a coffee shop. They want to see me in the law firm. But I said, wait a minute, if you meet in the law firm, I mean, it's a legal issue, right? And I hope it's not with the other 2 guys, because because we all know each other. He said, no, it'll be 3 of us, be at your law firm, but we have no dispute. Okay, so I said, but what is it all about? He said, well, three of us knew each other since the end of Pol Pot, right? So we start doing business together, no paper, nothing, three poor guy. Now we are very successful, a lot of asset, but the problem is that we're getting old. And we send all our kids to study different country,
Yeah.
you know. Now they all come back, we're planning our retirement now. But the problem is that we have no paperwork in terms of you know, the share,
transferring share,
the share, the business plan, whatever.
Equity.
We're just doing well business-wise. But now our kids come back, they don't share the same vision as us.
Oh.
My son went to Australia, my friend's son went to France, the other went to Singapore. They don't know each other, they're coming back. They're not going to work in the same place. So, can you mentor our kids? Wow, that's the word. So it's quite interesting because it's not that they want to sort of like have a dispute or something, but it just circumstance will force them to start realizing that the new generation are not like them. And what they're afraid most, Maon, they're afraid that their 20 years of hard work will just disappear.
Absolutely.
Because of lack of corporate good governance, lack of transparency, that sort of thing, you know, or lack of vision.
Exactly.
For the kids.
A very good question. I think that that many people ask. You know, I can say it's like a question of generation.
Yes.
The conflict generation. In the 90s, 80s, the system is not the same. Economic, social, is not the same. And now we're facing with the emerging young generation. Even my kid, 30 years old. Even me, I mean, I'm not old enough. I mean, but sometimes we have not the same vision.
It's still 30 years different.
Exactly. So we should open.
Yes.
The senior people should open to the young generation, please. Because yes, I know that you don't have much confidence. I know that you don't try because the heritage that you build up a lot 20 years will sometime disappear if but spend your time with them, assist them, give them the good advice. They have background, they come from Australia, they come from Canada, they come from US, they come from France. They have the academic background.
Yes.
What they don't have is strategy thinking, critical thinking, and the business skill. Okay, experience.
Yeah.
So give them a chance. Okay, but and be open. Already be open. I think that not just in Cambodia, it's also in Quebec, in Canada. I call that as a generation crisis between the 60s and the 30s.
Yes.
So be open, be flexible. Don't forget that the world changed. I mean, 24 years you don't have Facebook, you don't have Google and so on.
Yes.
So now the world changed. So we should go with that. And the young generation is very strong in that trend. Even in marketing. The way that the senior people think about marketing, how to attract a consumer, it's not the same way right now.
Yes.
Because the consumer behavior change. So just example of marketing, you can imagine how you can mentor your kid.
Yes.
So mentoring your kid on strategy, on the way of doing business, but on accept also the new ways of thinking, new way of young generation.
It's interesting because when I was in Geneva, we were part of the UN. We did some reform, and International Trade Center is a trade agency, and so you have career, UN diplomat who's been there all their life, right? Graduate from get a PhD and they started working as P1, and keep going up. Now they're about 60, they're about to retire, as director. But then, they ask the question, say, but why do we have to reform? Things work. And at that time, we have a management, change management. We call change management.
That's right.
Consulting. So they come, do not have experience in trade. And so we engage them, right? So they went to talk to all different department, division, everything. And the reaction by the old, staff there, they say, why are you hiring this company? They don't know anything about trade, right? We know all about trade. You know, the response from us, the management, to say, that's the problem. You know everything that we don't need to know now, because you start when we use fax machine,
That's right.
when we use telex to communicate. You know, you have to send a letter. Your time, your thinking is obsolete. Now we need some people who can help us navigate in this new social media, in this new world of IT, in this new world of
Communication.
Facebook. Exactly.
Yeah.
And for you, it's too late.
Yeah.
So it's quite interesting, you know, it's quite interesting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we,
Yeah.
we got a good point here. So the change management.
That's the word, the change management.
They are here. They are specialists. They try to bring the situation, actual situation, to the desired situation.
Yes.
By providing some sort of training and so on.
Yes.
Making sure and let people know that you have an advantage to change or stay in status quo.
Yes, yes.
Okay, if you want, you don't have development, you will stay status quo, no
Yes,
problem.
yes.
But if you want to have development, progress, you should change.
The
that,
only thing that is constant is change.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But anyway, Owen, I think we're running out of time, and I have a few minutes left, and maybe I ask you if you have any special message for the audience.
Thanks. I have a couple topic to say, but now the time is limited.
Okay.
The last message I say, I'm still, I'm very like the capacity building.
Yeah.
That's why one of the main reason I'm here in Cambodia to transfer all the knowledge and practice and experience to the young generation, and I encourage young generation to learn. Do not stop learning because everything is changed. You are the future of Cambodia, so please continue your way. Thank you.
Yeah. Don't stop learning. Don't stop learning. Well, I think I'm not gonna summarize, but I want to share my own, experience a bit, my own life, and how I see this learning. Every morning when I wake up, when I go, I shouldn't say this, it's on TV. When I go to the bathroom, I have a stack of book, small book,
Yeah.
easy to read, big. A lot of picture, a few words, different subject, political science, psychology, history, and by the time I finish my coffee in the morning, I would have read, each book I only read one page.
Okay.
I read, say on political science, one page, then I take another book on something else, on business model, on psychology, on, whatever, right? So you figure out, right, over the year, how many pages you read. Now, as I'm getting older, I went to Bangkok last trip, and I found a book, amazing book, because I'm a Buddhist. I go to the pagoda, I go to religious ceremony, but I don't understand a lot of what the monk said because it's not a language that we understand. So I bought this book. It was 1,500 page in English, written by a Thai Buddhist monk who received in 2005 the prize of UNESCO as a landmark. It's about Thorpaput, right? Bodhidharma, right? So this one I put in my on the side of my bed, and before I go to sleep, I read one page. So you see, it's all about lifelong learning.
Yes.
Now it become enjoyable. It become enjoyable because you are learning. Not learning to get a job, but learning to improve yourself.
Yeah, to fit your brain also.
Yeah, for your
because
brain,
yeah.
and then and from there, with all this experience that you have for the last 20, 30, 40 years, you can sort of like find a way to glue it together.
That's right.
So I will wrap up by saying, do not stop learning. Make a habit to read. It doesn't matter what you read. but make a habit to read, because as you get older, the more you read, the less chance you have to have an Alzheimer disease, right? Alzheimer disease, that when you start forgetting. So this is a good exercise for your brain. So on that note, I want to say, let's enjoy learning, make it lifelong learning, and then this way we can enjoy a more learned life. Good night.
Thank you.
All right.